Well, Vice President Harris and Governor Walz are there in Arizona. Former president is heading to Montana, where he will hold a rally later this evening. It will be his first since Walz joined the Democratic ticket earlier this week. And it all comes as we're getting a clearer picture of the first presidential debate between Harris and Trump. So let's bring in NewsNation's Joe Khalil live for us at the White House. Joe, what do we know so far?
Well, we know we officially will have debates, at least one so far. That's the one that Donald Trump essentially made official when he said he would agree to the September 10th debate. That's the one that will be held on ABC, the one that Vice President Harris had already committed to. Both campaigns have left the door open for even more debates beyond just that one ABC debate. In fact, Donald Trump went even further, proposing 3 specific debates on 3 specific days. Now, of course, the vice president would have to agree to the other 2 before they move forward with them. This is what Donald Trump said yesterday when he essentially asserted that he will be joining Kamala Harris on September 10th on the debate stage.
We'd like to do 3 debates. We think we should do 3 debates. We think Fox and ABC, and we also have CBS is going to do the vice presidential debate. So CBS will do vice presidential, and I have to tell you, J.D. Vance has really stepped up. He's doing a fantastic job.
Of course, Kamala Harris responded almost immediately after that press conference yesterday, saying that she looks forward to being on the debate stage on September 10th. Now, again, as questions of further debates come out, the Harris campaign just today released a statement, and they said that they're open to it, but that any additional debates would have to be subject to whether Trump shows up to the September 10th debate, adding, "We are not playing his games," which appears in itself to be a bit of gamesmanship. Donald Trump has not given any indication that he is not going to show up for the debate, Nichole. I would point you to something that Robert Sherman said just before me, talking about the polls closing, because I think that gives us some insight into the debate over the debates. Historically, it's the campaign that is trailing, that is losing, that wants debates and is incentivized to have debates, because that for them is an opportunity to regain momentum, to change the narrative. Donald Trump technically is still winning, but when it was Trump-Biden, he was winning by a much more comfortable margin based on the polls, and it was the Biden campaign that would have been more incentivized to have more debates and give Joe Biden another chance. Now that it's Kamala Harris, and we've just seen the poll numbers, she is surging. She's closing the gap. It seems that she's got momentum polling-wise and in fundraising dollars. It appears that it's the Trump campaign and the former president now more eager to have more debates, and it's going to be incumbent on the vice president's campaign now to say whether they, after one debate, want to do another one, or whether they feel more comfortable simply ending after one. So I think a lot's going to be answered once we actually see the debate, but these 2 are now poised and queued up to have a debate stage moment, and certainly it's going to be a lot of eyes across the country watching that.
All right, Joe Khalil live for us there. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.